Hi guys, so this is Rahul. So I'm the founder at UDev. Uh, if you are seeing this video for the very first time, uh, I encourage you to watch this till end because this may be helpful for people like you or maybe some colleagues or friends of you who are looking to get a job into IT and they don't know where to start and which technology to choose. Uh, so yeah, this will be a very interesting session. I will try to keep it uh, the session as short as possible, sticking to the point. So this session is going to be very interesting because here we are going to cover everything about Python and JavaScript. These are the two very uh, I can say very popular language nowadays, has become very important in today's software development. And if somebody is choosing to learn any programming language or they are opting to enter into IT and they want to venture into software development, then whether they should choose Python or they should choose JavaScript. Okay, if I hear from many students who come to me and say, okay, sir, I have heard about a lot about Python. Python is so much popular. It is a trending technology. So we will try to uncover this thing, whether this is real or this is just a hype. How much it is hype and how much this is real. So we'll try to verify everything through the facts and see what is the real picture out there. So I will again welcome you, and I will just uh, say please watch the video till end. Definitely, it is going to be worth it, and I will try to keep it as short as possible and try to finish it as soon as possible. So yeah, let's start. Uh, so, yeah, so why I made this video? So I made this video because if you know about me, I also write answers on Quora. In Quora, I have more than 1.3 million views. I write a lot of answers on Quora about which technology you should choose, and if you're from non-CSIT or having a gap issue, there are a lot of issues people have. Then what should be your approach? So if you can just search my name on Google, you'll get about you'll see my Quora profile also. If you want, you can go through there. But my audience here is basically three kind of people. One is who is still studying in college, okay, maybe in an engineering college or maybe in a any college, doesn't matter. Or people who already passed out, like 2020 pass out, 18 pass out, or earlier pass outs, and they're still looking for a job. Or people who are working in IT but not in software development, but maybe as a support profile or network support profile, and they also want to learn programming and enter into better quality jobs. So this uh, session I'm taking for everybody who really wants to get into IT and in IT, particularly software development. So how learning a programming language like Python or any other language like JavaScript can help them, and what should they choose? So this is all about it. So yeah, so this is so I'm making this video for this audience. So what will be our agenda today? So basically, I'm just written some pointers here. So I will cover what. Suppose you're choosing Python, then there are different learning paths in Python. Okay, Python learning Python language alone is not sufficient to get you a job. Mostly not. No, even just learning JavaScript is not alone to get you a job. So if you are choosing Python, then you should know that what are the fields and technologies and domains available in that language which you should choose. Okay, and so I'm not going to cover this point in hierarchical order or sequential order. So I'm just going to cover these points over our next slides. And so yeah, so this is the agenda for today. Like I will just go walk you through the Python and JavaScript learning path, and then you can decide which of these you should choose, and that will depend on your goal. Now, setting your goal is very important. if you are in a second year or third year engineering college, your priority may not be a off-campus job. Okay, because campus, a lot of campus companies might be coming to campus, and this you want to learn for knowledge or better campus selection prospect. So it will depend why you are what. So you should know what is your goal. Is it to get placed in campus and increase your chances, or let's suppose you are a college student where there is no campus placement or very less campus placement, then obviously you have to search job off campus. Then your goal would be up, your priority would be job. That is what I guess. Or might be somebody might be learning just out of interest. So decide your goal, set your goal, then you will understand. Then you can easily choose what should be your learning path, what technology you should choose in Python and JavaScript. So it will be easy for you. We are also going to cover what is the competition out there. Like let's suppose there are hundreds of jobs. So how many people are applying for those jobs, and what is the best choice you should. So this will be the agenda overall. Let's move to next slide. Okay, so let's talk about Python roadmap. Now, you might have heard from a lot of people that Python is easy. Yeah, Python is easy, but JavaScript is also not hard. So when we compare Python or when we talk about Python, mostly it is compared with Java. Like let's suppose Java was earlier used, not earlier used, it is still used in, let's say, web development or automation testing and lot of things like big data development. But right now, a lot of companies are also are preferring Python over Java in data engineering, in let's say web development or automation testing with Selenium. So why this is happening? Because Python syntax is quite simple and it is easy to learn as compared with Java. Okay, it is a scripting language. It makes it which makes it very easy to run anywhere. You don't need to have lot of installation. It is very easy to learn everywhere. It is also cross platform and open source technology. So Java is easier, but I will not say easy, but easier than Java. And also I can say C Sharp and other high tech high end language. But I would not certainly say that Python is easier than JavaScript, because JavaScript is also easy, very interesting language. So I'll come to that thing for sure. But right now let's stick to Python. So Python is, yeah, really is, it is easy, but I would say it is easier than Java. That's why companies are preferring Python right now. Okay, what are the other things which make Python popular? So I would say the most the driving force is machine learning and data science, because what has happened that all the machine learning libraries or deep learning libraries like which is published by Google and other companies, other big giants, they are publishing via Python. So anybody can just use those libraries and make machine learning models, deep learning models. They can easily utilize those things to do their work. So that is making Python very popular, and that's why. And Python can be used for almost everything. Like Python can be used for web development, like server side development. Python is used for data engineering, connecting with, talking with database, transforming data. It is used in machine learning, it is used in deep learning, it is also used in automation, DevOps also it is used. So Python as a language is almost used in lot of areas except front end, except in UI. Like in UI you have JavaScript, you can't replace JavaScript with Python. Except that thing, you have almost Pythons everywhere. You can do everything with Python, which you can do with Java or .NET or any other language. So that's make Python very popular and choice of startups, and not just startups, even bigger companies are also starting new projects in Python. So Python is very popular. So what we will do, so I will cover each of the roadmap in detail, like what is data engineering, what is data science, and what is the job prospect, and we'll just go through the job portals and see how many jobs are there, how much time it will take to you to go become get a job. what is the competition out there. So we will cover everything in detail. Okay, so let's start with data engineer. So what is a data engineer? There are a lot of jobs right now or demand of Python data engineer. So basically, what is a Python data engineer? So I would say like this, that let's suppose earlier there were a lot of openings for so let's just hold for a moment. Sorry, somebody has come. Just hold. Sorry. So let's continue. So earlier there were a lot of openings for SQL developer. Still it is there, but now companies doesn't want just people who just only know SQL, but they also want somebody who know SQL plus some coding, so that they can do a lot of operations on that data which is stored in a database, whether it is a SQL database or no SQL database, doesn't matter. But they want somebody who knows database also. They have very good command on database, plus they know programming language like Python or Java, and they can transform the data to and back from a database and maybe to some data warehouse. So data engineering is mostly with dealing with databases along with coding knowledge, so that you can build data pipelines. Like let's suppose you have a data science team and they need data for modeling. So what will happen in real world environment, in a production environment, we don't the machine learning data has to be in a different, we can say, location. So what happens, the live data is transferred to some other location, and those data pipelines are built by data engineers. They will write some code in Python which will pull the data from a database, which will try to dump it on some cloud location, maybe in a data warehouse location like a Snowflake or a blob storage. So these things are done by data engineers. So that's why Python is a preferred language, and there are really lot of jobs in Python as for data engineers. Also, you know that big data is also a reality, and big data also requires lot of uh, dealing with lot of uh, database problems, how to store data in a distributed environment. And for that, right now, the latest technology is PySpark. So PySpark has become the latest technology, and it has replaced older technology like Java and Hadoop, uh, and that's why a lot of companies. And since let's suppose a person just know big data, but they know, sorry, more or less SQL. Okay, they don't have much command over programming language. So in that scenario, you can learn Python, which is easy, and start doing something, some basic scripting with big data, writing some query. So so it so Python become very important in that scenario. There are other tools which is right now also, which is companies are asking, like Databricks is one of the tools which is a cloud-based service which is used to process data in a big data environment, and this is also very popular, Databricks. So I've named few of the tools, like which are the tools which is really popular, tools and technology. You might, if you're not aware of these things, you can just Google it, or you can search on Naukri.com. You'll understand. So data engineering is mostly related with the data, handling data as a backend, maybe in a SQL environment or no SQL environment or a big data environment. But it's, and obviously clouds comes into picture because now everybody is using cloud. So you have to learn, if suppose you want to become data engineer. So learning Python alone is not sufficient. This is very important. People take this for granted. No, learning SQL is not easy. Learning NoSQL concept is not easy. You will obviously need to devote time to learn SQL and NoSQL. Then you to also learn cloud skills like AWS or Azure Data Factory or Databricks, and what is Snowflake. So you have to learn multiple things, how to build data pipelines. So to become a data engineer, you need to have multiple skills. Okay, so let's suppose if I do a simple search on naukri.com. Okay, if I say okay, data engineer, so what will happen? Let's suppose I search in Pune. This is my hometown. So you can see 16,000 job, which is a very good number. You can see Snowflake data engineer. We can see Python, AWS, SQL. Okay, and if I go here, if you see the number of job applicant, so job applicant is very less. See, just 43 people. Okay, not let's try with other jobs also. Let's try with some job which is a little bit older. Uh, let's see this thing. Essential. 39 people. So this is nothing. 39 applicants is like nothing. So data engineer is having a very good prospect. So if you are if you want to start with career with data engineering, or you have some background of SQL knowledge, you're already working in SQL, you want to upgrade, you want to learn Python and become a data engineer, then this is a very good opportunity, because there are lot of jobs as a data engineer, and people are not aware of, simply not aware of that thing. So I will definitely recommend this profile to somebody who is having some hands-on experience in SQL, and they have good programming knowledge also, or they want to learn programming, they're interested in upskilling themselves, they can choose data engineer as their career, and it also has a very good future prospect also, and companies are paying very handsome salaries here. But now let's go come to the picture where fresher wants to learn this thing. How many jobs are at fresher level? This is also very important. See, I want to cover this video in very detail, that this so this is good for somebody having some experience in SQL, some software engineer who is already a software engineer but having SQL knowledge, not programming knowledge. They can obviously learn Python and become data engineer. But what about freshers? They don't know anything, they don't have a job. What about those people? So let's suppose I try to filter this thing, and I'll try to filter the experience. So what I will do, I will try to write this as 0 to 1. So 0 is, you will literally find anything. So I will try to put 0 to 1. So this is all entry level jobs. So how many jobs can I see? So you can see 1 to 4. Okay, 0 to 4. How many people are applying here? So see, this is the unemployment here. Really, the unemployment in India, especially so many applicants are there. Any opening comes, okay, people just apply. Even they don't have the skills, they just apply. So that is a problem when you are fresher. We can't change that, but that is the reality. Okay, let's try to search some other jobs. Let's suppose AWS data engineer. Yeah. So what they're asking, 933, 1 to 6 year experience. What is the skills you need? Cloud experience, then SQL, then PySpark, Python. Okay, and how many applicant is there? 900. So obviously fresher always have a more number of applicant. Okay, so not easy to get a job here. Okay, it's very hard to get a job in this location as a fresher. Okay, but yes, that is what is the reality. We can't change that, but that is the reality. But I will not say it is impossible, but it will be hard. Obviously it will be hard. Okay, so why I'm doing this thing, because I will give comparative study so that you can decide which is what you should choose. Now let's again go back to the PPT. Yeah, now let's move to the next topic. This is the most hot topic nowadays. Every company is trying to build their products on based on AI, machine learning, and Python is the most favored and preferred language there. So that is very important. So let's suppose let's suppose yeah. So how much time it will take to you to learn this Python and data science? Obviously, it will take a lot of time, because machine learning algorithms are very complex, deep learning algorithms are very complex, and there are hardly any entry level jobs here. very less chance to get a job here. Okay, so again I will show you. I will show you why why I'm why I'm very not optimistic about freshers entry level jobs here. So if I go and search data science and Pune. Okay, so if I go and reduce the experience to 1 year, reduce to 1 year. So uh, yeah, you can see intern jobs. I've already sorted by, okay, let me sort by dates. Okay. Uh, where is the job? I don't see. I can see here a fresher level job. Okay. Researcher. PhD is required. So that's why less people have applied that thing. Less than applied and okay. I hardly see any opposition here. Here I can see data analyst. 132 people applied. SQL, but this is mostly SQL, scripting PLSQL. Okay, and yeah, so I don't see much opening machine learning and opening for freshers. There 6,000 plus applicant. Okay, data analytics fresher. So it is very hard to get a job as a fresher. So you can verify from your end also, but I know for sure there is very less opening for fresher here. Okay, and even people who are working in IT support jobs, they also want to switch to data science, but I will not suggest that thing to do unless you're very brilliant. Okay, what I will suggest you though, that you can opt for other things like Python, data engineering. There is much better chances. Okay, 10 times better chances than what is in data science. So always think of the competition, how many people are applying, how much time it will take to learn those technologies. So that is very important. When you are applying for a job and you want to get a job, you should be having a real time understanding of the competition and how many people are applying. So this is very important. Okay, so I'll not go much into this thing. I'll move to the next slide. Uh, yes, so Python is also used in automation. So Python is so what is automation? So automation is so there are a lot of things which are automated in industry, like somebody wants to set a calendar which will send some emails at a particular time. That is also automation. Somebody some companies want that, okay, at this particular time the data should be transferred from let's say Active Directory to some database. So anything, it can be anything. So automation. So Python is right now become very important in automation. So earlier, what used to happen? Suppose you're working on Linux, then people used to write a script in Bash language or Perl, those languages. Or suppose you're writing some script on Windows to automate any task, then you use PowerShell. Now, this PowerShell you can use in Windows and Bash you can use on Linux, but Python you can use on both the operating system. So that is why companies are now preferring Python. Not saying that this is replaced PowerShell or Bash, but they are preferring Python wherever it is possible. And then there are a lot of automation happening on the cloud. Like you want to migrate something to cloud from on-premise. There are a lot of things happening. Then you will obviously need Python as a scripting language. It's very easy to learn. We already discussed this thing. So Python automation is very hot thing. Okay, and if you know about DevOps, in DevOps also people are using automation for automating that lot of things. Infrastructure is also important, like automating infrastructure related things. And obviously this job will require you to know more about the operating system, Linux, Windows, DevOps or cloud, and less about, you don't have need to master coding skills. If you have a good programming skills, and then you need to know about the other things, like you need to know about the cloud, you need to know about Windows, Linux, DevOps to get a job here. So this is people don't understand these things. They only, oh, I know Python, I want a job. No, no, this doesn't work like that. You need to understand what companies are looking for. So let's suppose I go and try to search how many jobs are there. So so let's go here and try to search automation jobs. Just write automation. Automation, yeah. Automation. Automation. Yeah. So automation, yeah. Automation. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. I'm having some disturbance. I don't see. Okay. Because let me increase the experience. I am not able to see. Let's me increase to 3, 4 plus. Okay. Mhm. So. So I'm not seeing much job here because I'm simply had automation. What I should do? I should write instead of Python here and then do a search. Okay. Yeah. This is much better. You can see DevOps engineer. DevOps also requires some amount of Python. That's why this search has come. Then we have Python developer, but that is a different thing. Django. I will test you. I will let you know about the job automation job. I am not able to see. Yeah, but this is also test job, test engineer. That is a different one job. Yes, you can see cloud admin. Here also they are looking for Python. Okay, so Python is almost everywhere. Uh, okay, I'm not able to search. I'm not sure why. Uh, mm, this is also testing engineer. Okay, but yeah, here I can see in DevOps I can clearly see a Python is used for automation. But I'm not able to find those particular jobs. So fine, but you can search. Definitely, you can find some jobs in automation testing. Automation, sorry, not testing. Automation. So yeah, so this will require you less coding. Okay, like PowerShell or Bash, or let's say let me search this. Let me search this. How I will search that? Let's see how to search this thing. Many times you don't know how to search the job also, right? So let's suppose I try PowerShell. Okay, you can see DevOps, Unix, Linux, support Python, uh, DevOps. You can see, okay, with PowerShell. Uh, you can see Windows, Linux. Okay, IoT also. IoT is also one of the thing where Python is used. I forgot to include that thing. That is also very important sector, especially for people with electronics background. Python is definitely used there. You can see here AWS Cloud Engineer. Python is required. Okay, Cloud DevOps Engineer Python. You can see Python. Okay, so Python is, yeah, Python is there. Python is still there, and it will be there. So yeah, but you can see you have to learn a lot of things like DevOps, or maybe if you're working in cloud, you have to learn Linux or Windows, PowerShell. Okay, so yeah, so just Python is not enough. Learning Python is not enough, and obviously you need to first make a plan that what you want to learn. Cloud only, like cloud also there are a lot of things. Cloud development, one is cloud admin. Okay, so Python is used in the admin. So how to learn those things. So there are a lot of things, okay, but I'm just telling you what is the scope. And yeah, this requires less coding, but yeah, more knowledge about the cloud platform or the DevOps platform or Linux or Windows, okay. So remember that it takes a while to learn those things. And as a fresher, it is really hard to get a job here. As a fresher, if you search here, you will find less job for freshers, okay. Now let's go for Python app development. So this is very cool technology. A lot of startups are using Flask, Django platform for building web applications, web servers, and they are using the REST API architecture for building web applications. And but the problem here is that the technology has moved a lot in last 10 years. So right now, every application you see, almost every application, use a front-end framework like Angular or React. So if you learn Flask or Django also, you might have to learn Angular React for the front end. It means you have to learn this is a full stack profile. And for backend also, you don't need to learn Angular React. Python is good, but backend jobs are not easy to get because in Python, if you are becoming a backend engineer, you have to master SQL and NoSQL also. Okay, you might ignore Angular React, but those backend jobs are not available for fresher level. Okay, so either you will get a full stack job at a fresher level or entry level, or you will get uh, uh, so you have to only apply for a full stack. Backend jobs are very rarely available for fresher level or entry level. That you will say, okay, I want to just build REST API in Django and Flask, and I don't want to touch Angular and React. Those things will rarely happen. Okay, so let me. This is very interesting thing. This is very people want to learn this thing. So let me go back. Yeah, and let me again search the job and how many jobs are there. How many people have applied for jobs. So just let me show this thing. Yeah. So let me search Flask. Flask. Yeah. You can see Flask jobs are there. Okay. Uh, but here, what is the job description? Now you can see Flask and JavaScript technology. So JavaScript technologies means Angular and React. This is a full stack profile. Okay. If you see openings are 10 applicants is 200. So I will say not a lot of competition, but yeah, then the learning part will take you a lot of time because you have to learn database, then Python, then front end also, HTML, CSS, maybe Angular, React also. So it will take you a lot of time to become a full stack developer. But yeah, jobs are there. Yeah, I know for sure. A lot of jobs are there in this domain, Python and Django. If you see, if I scroll down, let me scroll down. Sybridge. Yeah. So here also you can see 56 people have applied. So yeah, so this is good, this is not bad, but basic understanding of this thing means they need you to have some basic uh, understanding or maybe hands-on on maybe Angular, React, more on Django Flask, but at least some idea. So if you want to get a job, then Django Flask is good, but you may have to also touch front end also. So it is very hard to get only job as a back-end developer. It is possible, but it is very hard, especially in entry level. Entry level it is very difficult. Here also you can see what is they are asking. What are they asking for? Python, okay, JavaScript, okay. So yeah. So now this is data engineer. We'll not go into data engineer. Here you can see Flask, REST APIs, Django, okay, and so this is more backend job. Okay, front end is they are not asking, but yeah, but most company will require you to have some idea about front end. This is like totally a backend job because they are asking you to build REST API. So they will yeah. So this is a backend job because they're so this job will be less. That only will know Python and get a job without learning React or Angular or JavaScript. Those kind of jobs will be less, but yeah, available, but less jobs. Okay, especially at fresher level, it will be almost not possible. If I go and search at 1 year level, then here you can see this is Python Flask. Okay, and now they are asking JavaScript front end. So you can verify from your end. Okay. So, but as far as I understand, I know the things, and I have filtered already by date. So this job was 12 days ago, then 15 days ago, then 18 days, then 30 days. So hardly 3 to 4 jobs are there in Python in that 1 year level. Okay, in Flask. Suppose I search Django because Django is more popular. Then at 1 year level, how many jobs are there? Yeah, some more jobs are there. Okay, 15 days, 19 days. Okay, 22 days. Yeah. So let's see this thing. So you can see the job applicant. Whenever they're freshers, people are applying thousands. Okay, that is the problem. Okay, so that is the problem. That is a big problem. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm just giving you overview. You can now decide what is the best option for you, which path you should follow, the competition. So you can also go and check. Okay, how many openings are in particular? Let's suppose this job. How many jobs are there? How many openings are there? How many people are applying? So this is where you will have more clarity in choosing the technology Python. In Python, what you can choose, or maybe are there other better technologies in Python? Maybe JavaScript, maybe .NET, maybe something else. Okay, because you this it depends on what is your goal. You want to get a job, or just want to learn something. Mostly people want to get a job. Then what is important for you? This is very important. Okay, so that is the disadvantage of learning Flask and Django, that you might have to learn front end also, which require more time. And the Angular and React is not easy to learn. It takes a while to understand this thing. So it takes a time, at least 3 to 4 months minimum. You will need to learn this thing. So add that time to become a full stack developer. Now let's move to the next topic. Okay, Python automation testing. This is also very hot. Earlier Java was used for testing, automation testing, but right now Python also has become very popular, obviously because it is easy, uh, and especially manual testers don't want to learn programming. If they want to upgrade, they want a easier technology. So Python becomes very handy in that thing, uh, and obviously it requires less coding skills. But what about the job market? Okay, what will happen? Let's suppose you learn Python and you learn a little bit of Selenium. Then what are the job prospects for you? If you're a fresher, or if you are looking to move from support to a better profile, what are the prospects? So let's try to search this thing. Let's try to search Selenium. Selenium is used for automation testing. Okay, so there are a lot of jobs for automation jobs. Yeah, like this senior quality engineer. Okay, job applicant only 13. Okay, okay, good. It is a good thing that you have less job, but this is for Java. This is for Python. Yes, Python. Python. Yeah, this is Python. Here also less people. Yeah, good programming, Java, Python. Okay, automation testing, mobile app automation testing. So I can see good prospect, but again, if I see the job opening for fresher, let's say at 1 year experience level, few hours ago, so 100 people have already applied. So I'll say, yeah, obviously fresher wants to get job as soon as possible, and uh, here also for this require Java, this require uh, this requires 4 days ago agile performance testing core Java. I see Node.js. I don't see Python. Which language they are using? Let's say they are not using the language, but I guess it should be Python. and yeah, you can see here 1 to 5 year experience, 600 applicant. So obviously it has more applicant because it is easier to learn Java and automation testing. So more people are applying in this position. So always remember the competition. You will face a little bit more competition. Learning is easy, but getting a job is hard. It will be harder. Not very hard, but it will be hard. Here also Java and Java, Python. I see. Hmm, I don't see. I see most of the thing is Java, not Python. But yeah, Python is there. Python is definitely there. If I just search Python, so you can see, software test engineer. We already seen this thing, uh, and if you see 20 days ago, Python trainer, data analyst, software engineer. If I search, yeah, BTech graduates. No, this is not a good job. Embedded developer. Mm. So for that thing, I'm seeing less job for tester at fresher level. Mostly these are development jobs. Okay. Yeah, you can see this one. Software QA engineer. So job applicant is obviously at a higher level. It will be always. But that is true for many other technologies also. Fresher has a difficulty in getting almost any kind of job. But yeah, this is pretty much it. The scope of testing. Sorry, scope of Python. My mistake. So why you should also look at JavaScript, and why in many scenarios JavaScript is much better option, especially if you are fresher or entry level, or if you want a job in off campus. Why JavaScript is a very good technology, and why I also advise people to learn JavaScript. What is the advantage? So we are going to cover this thing right now. So Python chapter is over. No more Python. Now focus. Just pause a moment and just focus on JavaScript. I guess I took a lot of time, but yeah, this Python scope is is obviously tremendous. So obviously it took a while to go through each of the detail. But yeah, I promise you this will open your eyes, and this will really make you to think between Python and JavaScript and what you should choose. Now, JavaScript is a very good technology because it is not just used in the browser. Many people are not aware of this thing. It is not just used in browser with HTML, but it is also used in backend, like Node.js has become very popular. Okay, then we have mobile app technologies like React Native and other things, which is also using JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript is also full stack. It is used in client, it is used in server, it is used in mobile app development. So it has become very powerful because you need to know the same language at front end and back end, and you can make a very good mobile app as well as web app as well as entire application. You don't need to learn any other language apart from JavaScript to make awesome apps. Okay, you will make awesome apps. So no issues about that thing. So yeah, no. We will divide we will divide this thing into three parts. So first is UI development for web. Okay, front end engineer. So there are a lot of new framework has come apart from like only JavaScript and jQuery, like React JS, Angular. These are two most popular front end framework and libraries, and lot of jobs are there. And if you learn it good, you can easily find very good jobs. And almost every company, right from MNC to a very startup, will obviously have a front end job. So let's suppose I will pause for a moment and I will just try to compare compare the job market, because this is what matters, the job market. So, so let's suppose I go in naukri.com and modify. I just write Angular. Angular, sorry, my mistake. Yeah. So you can see a lot of jobs are there. Okay. Angular. Yeah. Okay. So you can see less people are applying in this position, Angular. Okay. I don't know why, but yeah, less people are applying. Here also less than 10. Okay. UI UX developer just now. There are a lot of jobs. See, in few hours you can see a lot of jobs. Let me reduce the experience level to 1 year and then see. See, one day ago you got multiple jobs. Okay. So that is the advantage of learning Angular, that even I'm very less applicant. So that is what I'm trying to explain to freshers, that if you want to get into job into IT, if you're from non-technical background, don't go directly for Python. You can choose front-end technology like JavaScript, HTML, Angular, React. It will be very easy for you to find a job as compared with Python. Don't run after, okay, people are saying you that. Don't believe that. Just verify from your end. I'm giving you comprehensive analysis. Okay. Here also you can see one day ago 1 to 3 experience. Okay, in this company 1500. I don't know, this is a famous company, but most of the company you will not have. Here also you can see junior web 3000. Okay, web developer, because people don't understand web. What do you mean by web developer? People just apply like that only. But if I see here Angular JS developer, again less people are applying. So obviously it will become easy for you to find a job, especially at entry level. And see, many people confuse that you are from non-technical background or you're from non-CSIT, like you have done mechanical engineering, civil engineering, you're a BCom guy, you are a BA, you don't have a relevant degree also. Then also you can work as a UI developer. People don't have this idea that okay, it is possible even for a normal graduate to work in software as a UI developer. Just you need to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then Angular or maybe React. People don't have this idea. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to convey here. If I search React, and you can see at 1 year experience level, yeah, one day ago UI React, very less application than Angular, because React is hard. It's not easy to learn. So React is hard, but React has very good opportunity. If you learn React, it is very good to learn React. You can see here also React JS development. Okay, I don't know why so much applicant is there, but so many jobs are there. Even at 1 year experience, so many jobs are there. That is what I'm trying to make you understand. Just see what is your experience level. Are you a fresher? Are you an experienced guy? Okay, and then decide. Don't just copy other people. Don't do that. Otherwise, nobody is going to help you at the end if you are in a problem. 13, because it is for fresher. So it is for fresher. Anybody apply. That is the problem. Front end developer 1 to 5 year. Yeah, only 100 people in 15 days. Front end engineer. What is the skill? React JS. So I will again say you, always if you are want to make an entry into IT and you are facing hard to make it entry into IT, don't go for full stack development. Don't go for directly for Python or Java or .NET. Always try to make an entry via the route of front end development. It is easy. Okay. Even you saw that if you are learning Python, Django, and Flask, you may have to learn React and Angular. So double is the effort. It takes double the time. Okay, so better learn only front end, get a job. Okay, so that is why this is very powerful. This is very powerful for the job. Getting a job, competition is less. Similarly, JavaScript is also used in mobile app development. Like React Native is very good technology right now. Angular plus native script is also used. Ionic is also used for building. So all this uses JavaScript. Okay. So let me show about React Native. What is the job market of React Native? So if I search here, React Native, the entry level also you can see. One day ago, here also you can see React Native. On 1,000 will apply, but they are applying because the company is famous. But if you go to any other company, very less opening, 17, literally nothing. So that is I'm trying to explain to you that look for those. There are so many technologies out there. People don't have any idea. And what is the advantage of learning JavaScript? That today you are learning JavaScript. Okay, you may enter as a front-end programmer. Okay, but since you are still a programmer, you are learning coding. Okay, tomorrow you can go and learn Node.js and become a full stack. So there's no risk in the career. There's no need to worry about, okay, I'm starting the career as maybe React Native developer or Angular developer. Tomorrow might not become a full stack. No, not like that. You just start your career. Again, try to learn backend like Node.js, or maybe you can learn Python also. Maybe you can learn Java also. But if your career doesn't start, then you can't do anything. So many of people, times we, because you want to understand the competition. Competition is also so high in India. So it is very important to take the appropriate channel. Node.js is excellent at the back end. A lot of jobs are there for Node.js plus React and Angular. So you can learn this thing, but this is also hard for fresher. But yeah, if you learn little bit also and little bit of Angular and the React, it will be definitely good for freshers also. It is used by biggest company in Netflix and eBay, Node.js. So, so this will be my conclusion. I will not extend more because it is almost more than 50 minutes. My point is this, that choose for yourself, okay? But what will be my suggestion, that JavaScript is best for freshers or people who are from non-IT, like civil, mechanical, or even non-engineers. They can still learn JavaScript programming, HTML, mobile app development, front-end development, and get a job easily. मतलब easily in a sense that just maintain the quality, learn, get a good guidance, learn hard. You'll face it very easy compared to Python. I'm not saying just you will learn React JS or Angular from just basic and you'll get a job. No, but compared to Python, it will be very easy, or compared to Java or any other language, it will be very, much easier. Okay, Python is good for people who are in college. Like suppose you are a third year or second year student who wants to learn coding. Maybe you can learn Python because it may be used for building IoT applications, something electrical electronics field. But Python needs more time, more competition. This is hidden, but Python needs more time, more competition. That is why I suggest you that make a proper planning and then do the do the take the decision. Okay, because then it will be really difficult for you to get a job. So that is what I will tell you. Okay, this is what I want to, and this is it. I want to stop now because I'm taking a lot of time. Okay, so this is now end of the presentation. Yeah, so this is it. So I just want you to convey that don't just follow, okay, yeah, Python is the trend. Okay, fine, Python is the trend, but for, is it trend for freshers? Will it help for people who don't have a job to get into a job? Python is good more for experienced folks. It is good. Okay, it is not very good for freshers and people with a non-tech background. So, stop here. Okay, and if you have any query, if you want to talk about it, get some guidance, feel free to comment. Feel free to reach me. You can also reach me on LinkedIn, on Quora. Okay, and if you need some guidance, we also at UW we provide excellent guidance. We provide excellent training on React JS, React Native, even on Python development and Node.js. Okay. So, but we first check the eligibility of the candidate if he's likely to do that thing, and we also explain the pros and cons. That if you're choosing Python, it would may take you, let's say, 9 or 10 months to get a full stack job, whereas you can get a front end job in 4 to 5 months. So, what you will choose? Fees will be also double, time will also double, the chances are also less. What you will choose? So, we give proper guidance. So, if you want any guidance, you can also visit my website udev.com and have any query, or directly reach me on LinkedIn or Quora. So I will be more than happy to answer me and answer you. Sorry. So I will stop because yeah. And thanks for listening. And I hope this will definitely help you. I'm very pretty sure. Okay. Thank you.